Why do you keep creating if no one is listening or watching? This is a question that I've been asking myself lately, especially since I made the decision to pursue being an electronic artist after 10 plus years of working towards being a hip hop and R&B producer. That one decision killed any level of momentum that I had built up in that time. The number of views that I would get on YouTube and the number of streams I would get on my music were basically nothing in comparison to what I was getting before. And even though I don't necessarily care about vanity metrics, this makes me wonder if I'm wasting my time by putting all this effort of sitting down, writing and recording and putting out music or making videos just for nobody to watch it or listen to it. But for some reason, despite the number of views, I still continue to do it. And for a while, I was asking myself, why? A few weeks ago, I started reading Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. It helped me kind of answer some of my questions. He has this example of the golden circle, which is something that appears in nature, but he's taken it and turned it into a different concept in his book. And even though he's mainly talking about leadership in companies, I still somehow resonated with it. The way he used the golden circle was like this. Why do we do the things we do? How do we do the things we do? And what are the things that we do? He goes on to say that most people in companies start from the outside of that circle and work their way in. What do they do? How do they do it? And why do they do it? But he says great leaders flip that around. They start with why, hence the title of the book, then continue on to how they do it, and then what they actually do. He used the example of Apple. He showed what Apple would say if they were like other companies. We make great computers, they're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. But then he contrasts that with a version of what they actually say. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Quick editor's note, I just wanted to acknowledge that there was actually a lack of why in that first example. And in the book, he even explains that most companies and people never even get as far as defining their why. But when it comes to a great leader or great company, or in our case, a great creative, they've taken the time to figure out what their why is. Even though I'm not really talking about leadership right now, it still resonated with me in regards to just motivations for continuing to work on things. There are a lot of people in the world that end up quitting on certain things because it's just too hard. The biggest thing for them is what they want to do, and they don't really have a strong why. They think it might make a lot of money, so on and so forth. But if it doesn't really seem like it's working, those kind of people would stop doing it. But people who have a strong why for the reason that they're doing things tend to keep on doing it whether it's working or not. And hearing that made me realize that my why must be stronger than the what in this scenario. Because why else would I continue to work on this YouTube channel or to continue to work towards a career in music and just developing creative skills if nobody's watching and listening? Yes, I want to be a full-time artist and creative and make music and videos and people watch them, go on tour, I perform, but that's not why. I create because making things is what makes me, me. And if I wasn't being creative, I wouldn't really be myself. So yeah, I might not be getting a lot of views or streams right now, but that's okay because that's not the reason I'm doing any of this. And this was a question that I had to answer for myself. And if you haven't figured this out for yourself, it's probably something that you need to figure out as well. Ask yourself, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Would I be doing it if I wasn't making money? Because to be honest, it's hard to do anything creative. If you want to get Simon Sinek's book, I put the link down below. I listened to it on Audible, but you can go to Amazon and you can buy the book or get the book from Audible as well. If you do know why you do the things that you do, then I'd love for you to share it in your comments and get conversation going. Lastly, I'm my own record label and creative studio, and if you'd like to show some support, then you can join my Patreon or become a channel member at one of the links below. And if you aren't interested in a monthly commitment, then you can drop a super thanks or super chat, and any of that is appreciated. Until the next video, I will see you later.